Right. See, there's a lot of truth when it comes to the Gnostic texts, or the Apocryphy, I believe it's called, of the Bible. And there's a lot of truth in the Bible, but because it is so truthful, there's a lot of lies in the Bible because of how powerful it is.
Absolutely. Because like you said, other segment, you said the Bible became this weapon.
It's been weaponized. Yeah.
And remember the movie Book of Eli, when the guy said, "Find that book. We must have that book." He said, "Do you know how powerful it is? This thing could. I'm not. The words is probably off, but he was pretty much saying this thing controls a whole freaking society, a whole country. Just this book alone." So he was going out his way to search to get that book back because it was so powerful with the way of handling people, making them conform. You know what I mean? Right. It's like, oh my goodness, this is unreal. Movies speak the truth. That man...
Movies are soft disclosure.
Absolutely. He said, this is the single-handed way of controlling the freaking world.
Television.
Yeah. Screens.
See,
literature.
I remember when I was in the IM experience, and it was fascinating to watch people who just wanted to mindlessly listen to another person.
Yeah.
What I observed is that they wanted to mindlessly listen to a TV, and when they weren't doing that, they were mindlessly listening to an individual, a leader, or a group leader, or something like that. And they're all paying attention to all these other sources of information other than themselves and the divine directly. And
go ahead, I hear you.
And it's
well, they definitely was,
because the relationship in your life is supposed to be you and the divine, and then everybody else as well.
Yes, that's why they said love thyself before you love thy neighbor. Mm-hmm. Because how could I love someone else without knowing how to love myself? Right. So it's kind of a false love. What can I get from this person by pretending that I know them?
It says love your neighbor as thyself, but it also says the law is fulfilled in this one statement: love your neighbor as yourself.
So that means
what this means is that your neighbor is everyone.
Absolutely.
And so you're supposed to love everyone
as you.
Yes, but what's more than that, being Christ-like. That's what being a Christian is supposed to be.
The word Christ comes from, it's a Latin word. It means it's Christos. It means to be like conscious, to be woke. That's what that means. So to be Christ-like, it means pretty much in layman's terms to be conscious of everything and take everything as if it's you.
Right.
See, the term Jesus Christ, the word Jesus, people are holding on to Jesus because he was just a mere mortal. Mm-hmm. The Christ consciousness can be embodied in anyone once you get to that level. You understand what I'm trying to say?
I like your passion.
No, because it resonates with me so much because people are taking this great metaphorically Shakespeare book, written like Shakespeare book, written so perfectly, and they taking it literal, and you people, if back then when they wrote, in this amount of time, I shall return, or this is gonna happen, that already happened. We're so many years, thousands of years past the actuality of when that person was writing or zapping or whatever, how they got channeled that information down there.
Right.
That happened for that period, that moment. That's why they say stay in the moment.
Right.
You know what I mean? People are not staying in the moment. This moment right now is not the same as how it was back then. Stop taking that book so literally. Use it for what it's worth. The metaphor, I love Proverbs. I love all the songs. I love a lot of those things that's in those. We get to those parts where we like, damn, Leviticus is contradicting and it's talking about all this heinous things to your family. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But set aside, that's the balance. That's the yin and yang. Mm-hmm. You can't create something. You can't have people understand there's a lot of love without understanding where did love derive from? It derives from also knowing hatred, evil. Yeah. So you can't have one without the other one. You have to be able to possess both of the energies. The difference is knowing what makes you feel the best version of yourself should not be pushed it should not be opposed. It should always be doing what you want people, like you said, do unto others they want done to you.
So there's this thing that I call the divine unfolding, and it's sort of, there's a saying that goes, we are not in control because we are. I believe I started it.
Okay.
And it's essentially saying, in a way, we have free will, but it's the divine in us that moves. It's like, have you ever heard the terminology mutual arising?
Mutual, yes, I heard that before.
So you have the divine, the Godhead, and then you have us, sparks of the divine from the Godhead, which is, source and all of that. And we are all streams of source. And all together as one is the divine Godhead moving through us. And we are all just players and actors playing out our role.
Absolutely.
And that's what the divine unfolding is this divine nature of the universe. See, the reason Christ came to do all he did was because in the universe there are many, many cycles of creation. And we could never get it right. This plan for the universe, we could never get right what was supposed to happen because we're not perfect. And so the divine had to come in and correct everything because one action has an opposite equal reaction, but one person can make all the difference. Because I've literally seen my actions directly affect somewhere in the universe, and everybody has that effect. And what he did was there is a divine plan for everyone. That's the way I feel about everything theologically. There's a divine plan even for the great evil one. Mm-hmm. And so what happens is each new cycle of creation we inch closer and closer to perfection. And this is, to my awareness, supposed to be an ending of all of those cycles. That's why all the timelines are merging together. And everything.
People are talking about what they name the term, the Mandela effect and all that, whatnot.
Right.
Where they like, I could have sworn it was Fruit Loop was spelled Fruit instead of Froot. What? To be quite honest, when I was growing up, I remember it spelled exactly the way fruit is spelled, Fruit. Now this new way that it's spelled, that they're trying to say that it was all time, that solidifies and validates the fact that we are merging into parallel and all coming together, because in different timelines it was spelled this way, and you can't discredit nobody for knowing that it was spelled Fruit because it was in that parallel universe. You know what I mean? So it's like, and to make that even more factual is the fact that it can be presented. Anytime you can see something, you can observe something, you can be aware of something, that means it was absolutely an absolute. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So you can't say, no, that's fake. No, it's real. And it's not just that, it's a lot of different things that happen that resembles how I know that we merge in parallel universes, because like I see a lot of different things change. Like I remember JCPenney, the way JCPenney is spelled, it wasn't the same. And I don't want to get too caught up on these Mandela effects, but I know we're merging. I don't know exactly what the outcome is gonna be. You know what I mean? Or what's the purpose of this?
Because
it seems like it's more of a it seems like it's more. It seems like it's going to cause more confusion, like it is already, than more enlightenment.
Now I'm going to have to inquire, because the funny thing about ask and it is given is literally if you ask something in your heart,
you're going to get it. If you
ask something in your mind, you're going to get it. And I've already just inquired, well, what is the nature of all these conjoining universes?
Yeah.
What is going on?
When did you just ask just now?
Yeah, so eventually I'm going to get an answer.
That's great. That's wonderful. I'm glad you did do that.
Yeah, see, whenever I come across information like that, it's like my speciality is finding out the true nature of something,
and why,
the origin, and why, and all of that. So you just said my natural mind goes, well, why?
Yeah.
Why are all these universes coming together? What's the purpose? What's the plan? And
is that gonna make? Is that gonna eliminate people? You know what I mean? Is people gonna transcend?
See, the funny thing,
regress?
The funny thing about